Hello, beautiful ladies. Let's talk about the moment that leaves so many women confused, questioning themselves, and quietly craving answers. You're close to him. His body wants you. The chemistry is undeniable, but his lips never touch yours. And in that silence, one question takes over your mind. Why won't he kiss me? Here's what most people won't tell you. Kissing is not innocent. It's emotional surrender. It's presence. It's intimacy that goes far deeper than anything physical. And for many men, that level of closeness feels dangerous because once he kisses you, he can't pretend it's just physical anymore. So if a man refuses to kiss you, he's not just holding back his lips, he's holding back his heart. Today, I'm going to reveal exactly what's happening inside him, what he is afraid of, what he's avoiding, and what his silence is really saying. And once you understand this, you'll stop doubting yourself and start seeing men with total clarity. For many men, kissing feels far more intimate than anything else. It's not just about lips touching, it's about emotional exposure. When a man kisses you, especially during an intimate moment, he isn't just responding physically. He's allowing himself to be seen, he's present, he's emotionally engaged. And that level of closeness can feel incredibly vulnerable for him. You see, a man can desire you physically and still keep his heart protected, but kissing changes the energy. It slows everything down. It brings eye contact, softness, and connection into the moment. And once that happens, it's no longer just physical. It becomes emotional, and that's where many men feel exposed. So when he avoids kissing you, it doesn't automatically mean he lacks attraction. Often it means the opposite. He feels something, and that feeling makes him cautious. Inside, he may be thinking, if I kiss her, this will mean more than I'm ready for. Kissing invites emotion, attachment, and closeness that he may not yet feel prepared to navigate. Men are rarely taught how to process emotional intimacy. They're taught how to pursue, how to desire, but not how to sit with vulnerability. So instead of leaning in, they pull back in the one place that would make everything real. This is why a man might be fully engaged physically, but emotionally guarded at the same time. And here's the important part. Ladies, this is not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of his emotional capacity in that moment. Your presence may actually stir feelings he hasn't decided what to do with yet. Kissing would force him to confront those emotions, and avoidance becomes his way of staying in control. This is why watching a man's actions matters more than listening to his words. A man who wants to stay emotionally distant will often draw the line at kissing, because once he crosses that line, the connection deepens, and he can no longer pretend it's casual. Understanding this gives you power. It allows you to stop internalizing his hesitation and start seeing the situation clearly. When a man avoids kissing, he's showing you how emotionally available he is, not how desirable you are. And that awareness allows you to choose connections that meet you with openness, presence, and emotional depth, exactly where you deserve to be met. Sometimes, when a man refuses to kiss you, it's not about a lack of attraction. It's about the kind of connection he wants to have with you. Many men are capable of physical desire without wanting to merge that desire with emotional intimacy, and avoiding kissing is one of the ways they signal this. A man who keeps things purely physical may enjoy the closeness, the chemistry, and even the excitement of your presence, but he may intentionally hold back from crossing a line that would create emotional depth. Kissing is a bridge between physicality and feeling, and for him, crossing that bridge may feel risky or premature. Inside, he may be thinking, consciously or unconsciously, I want this moment, I want her body, but I'm not ready to feel something more. This doesn't make him insensitive, it simply reveals his boundaries. Many men compartmentalize their desire, separating attraction from emotion. They may crave physical closeness, but the emotional vulnerability that kissing demands is something they aren't prepared to navigate. Avoiding it allows them to enjoy the moment without opening doors that could overwhelm them or force a level of emotional commitment they're not seeking. It's a way of keeping control while still engaging with desire. And it's a subtle, non-verbal communication about what they're truly willing to give in that moment. You might feel confused, frustrated, or even rejected. But it's important to remember that this is about him, not about you. Your energy, your beauty, your confidence, it's all there, and he's drawn to it. The reason he holds back from kissing is that it would transform the encounter from physical to emotional, and that transformation is something he may not want or feel capable of embracing. In other words, he's enjoying the closeness and the chemistry, but only within the boundaries he's comfortable with. This behavior also tells you something crucial. It's a reflection of emotional availability. A man who avoids kissing while fully engaging physically is showing the limits of what he's willing to offer emotionally. His body may crave yours, but his heart or mind is keeping a safe distance. This is not a reflection of your worth, it's a mirror of his current state. Understanding this allows you to stop internalizing his hesitation and instead see him clearly. Recognizing this pattern gives you power. You can appreciate that the chemistry and physical attraction are real, but you can also notice that he's not ready or willing to go deeper. It allows you to make choices that honor your own emotional needs, ensuring that you seek connections where both physical desire and emotional availability are present. When a man keeps things purely physical, he's revealing his boundaries, and understanding those boundaries allows you to navigate the situation with clarity, confidence, and grace. Sometimes, when a man refuses to kiss you or holds back in any intimate moment, it's not about you. It's about him protecting his heart. Many men are wired to guard their emotions, not because they don't feel attraction or desire, but because vulnerability feels risky. Kissing, for a man, isn't just a physical act, it's emotional exposure. It's a moment where his desire, his curiosity, and his affection become visible, not just to you, but to himself. And for a man who has experienced hurt, uncertainty, or emotional overwhelm, that exposure can feel dangerous. Inside, he may be thinking, if I lean in, if I kiss her, I open myself up, and what if I can't handle what comes next? This protective instinct is not about rejection. In fact, it often shows the opposite. He cares more than he lets on. He feels the pull, the connection, and yet he hesitates because the emotional stakes feel high. He's aware that kissing shifts the energy from casual to meaningful, from desire to attachment. And when he's not ready to navigate that intensity, he pulls back in subtle ways. Avoiding the kiss becomes his way of saying, I'm interested, I'm attracted, but I need to manage my own feelings before I let you in fully. Understanding this is powerful. It reframes his behavior not as a lack of interest, but as a reflection of his internal state. He may be drawn to you deeply. He may want to explore closeness with you, and yet his protective instinct creates a pause, a barrier between his desire and his willingness to fully engage emotionally. When you see it this way, you stop questioning your worth and start seeing his actions clearly. Protecting his heart also means he's navigating his own fears. A man might be worried about losing control, about attachment, or about being vulnerable and misunderstood. By avoiding kissing, he's managing risk. He's creating a safe space where he can be near you, feel connection, and still maintain a sense of emotional control. It's not about rejecting you. It's about giving himself time to process, to feel, and to decide how much closeness he's ready to allow. For you, recognizing this allows you to respond with empathy and clarity. You can enjoy the attraction, appreciate the chemistry, and understand the boundaries he's showing without taking it personally. You can also gauge whether this level of emotional availability aligns with what you need. When a man is protecting his heart, he's revealing not a flaw in you, but a truth about his own readiness for connection. And understanding this gives you confidence, insight, and the ability to navigate intimacy with wisdom, presence, and grace. Sometimes the reason a man avoids kissing or hesitates in moments of intimacy is not about lack of attraction or desire at all. It's because your presence affects him far more deeply than he's willing to admit. You see, a woman's energy, confidence, and the way she moves through a space can stir feelings inside a man that he may not know how to handle when you're near him. It's not just his body that responds, it's his heart, his mind, and sometimes even his fears. That subtle emotional reaction can make him pause in ways that seem confusing to you, but are incredibly revealing about what he's feeling inside. Your presence can evoke longing, admiration, and even a kind of quiet awe in him. He may be drawn to you intensely, yet simultaneously feel a pullback because the emotional weight of that attraction is unfamiliar or overwhelming. Kissing, in particular, is a step that would make those feelings undeniable. It's a physical confirmation of emotional closeness, a signal that he is allowing himself to be moved by you. And if he isn't ready to face that intensity, he may subconsciously avoid the kiss to maintain a sense of control. This isn't about rejection, it's about the power of your presence. Your energy elicits feelings he can't ignore, and in that way, you are influencing him more than any words or gestures could. A man may be fully engaged with you physically, yet hesitant emotionally, not because he does want you, but because your presence awakens emotions that he may not yet be able to process. And in his subtle resistance, he's revealing just how deeply he feels, even if he doesn't say it out loud. Understanding this dynamic gives you an incredible advantage. When a man avoids kissing or emotional closeness, you no longer need to question your worth. Instead, you can see that your presence has power, that it stirs real emotion, and that he is responding in a very human way to that influence. Recognizing this allows you to read his signals with clarity and insight, understanding that hesitation often reveals attraction rather than rejection. Ultimately, a man who is affected by your presence is a man who sees you truly, feels you, and is responding to the energy you bring into the moment. The hesitation, the pauses, and even the lack of kissing are not indicators of disinterest. They are indicators of the emotional impact you have on him. And when you recognize that, you can navigate intimacy with confidence, knowing that your presence alone carries power, influence, and undeniable allure. One of the most important things to understand about a man is that his actions often reveal far more than his words ever could. When it comes to intimacy, especially moments like kissing or emotional closeness, what he does or doesn't do speaks volumes about his emotional availability. Many women make the mistake of interpreting a man's hesitation as a reflection of their worth, but the truth is usually very different. His actions are a window into his heart, a silent language that tells you exactly how present he is, how connected he feels, and how willing he is to engage with both his desire and his emotions. When a man consistently avoids kissing, avoids holding eye contact, or hesitates in intimate moments, he is showing you the boundaries of his emotional capacity. This doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't care about you or that he isn't attracted to you. It simply reflects the level of vulnerability he's willing to offer at that time. Emotional availability is not something that can be fully faked. It reveals itself naturally in the way a man navigates intimacy. His pauses, his avoidance, and even the subtle distance he keeps are all signals. He may feel deep attraction, desire, and even affection, yet his emotional readiness may not match his physical engagement. This is why observing his actions carefully is so powerful. Words can be charming, flattering, and convincing, but actions are honest. They don't lie. A man's hesitation to kiss, to hold closeness, or to fully immerse himself, an intimate moment tells you exactly what he is capable of giving emotionally. And this knowledge allows you to make decisions from a place of clarity rather than confusion. You begin to see whether the chemistry and connection are mutual, not just physically, but emotionally. Moreover, his actions reveal his emotional patterns, which are often consistent across other aspects of life. A man who hesitates to connect intimately may also struggle with vulnerability in communication, commitment, or deeper emotional engagement. Understanding this through his actions gives you insight, not judgment. It allows you to respond wisely, protect your emotional energy, and recognize when a connection is aligned with your needs and when it's not. Ultimately, a man's actions are the truest measure of his emotional availability. When he chooses to kiss, to hold closeness, and to be present with you fully, he is showing not just desire, but willingness, vulnerability, and emotional engagement. And when he holds back, he is revealing where his limits lie, giving you the clarity to navigate intimacy with wisdom and confidence. Paying attention to these silent signals allows you to see him as he truly is, understand what he can give, and honor both your emotional needs and your worth in the process. So, beautiful ladies, here's the truth you need to take with you today. Man's refusal to kiss or his hesitation in intimacy is rarely about you. It's about him. It's about his fears, his boundaries, and his emotional readiness. What he holds back isn't a reflection of your worth, your desirability, or your power. It's a reflection of his own heart. The most important thing you can do is see his actions clearly, understand the signals, and honor your own emotional needs. Desire without emotional availability can be exciting, but it will never feel fully satisfying. You deserve a man who matches your presence, your energy, and your heart, someone whose kisses, touches, and closeness are as natural as the chemistry you share. Remember this, your worth isn't determined by how much a man leans in. Your value is inherent undeniable, and magnetic. When you understand a man's actions for what they truly are, you gain clarity, confidence, and the power to choose connections that honor both your body and your heart. So from this moment on, stop doubting yourself. Pay attention, read the signals, and don't settle for less than the depth, presence, and intimacy you deserve, because the right man will never hesitate to kiss you, to be present with you, and to meet you fully, emotionally, passionately, and without reservation.